Hey everyone, before this video gets started, if you're an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, really any major gig economy worker, and you want to get paid for benefits, sick time, and a whole bunch of other stuff, then click the link below to sign up for Cover. Cover is an incredible service that's basically being the missing link for Uber drivers and Lyft drivers that we've been looking for a super long time. If you get into an accident, or you get hospitalized, God forbid, or just you need a sick day, Cover will actually replace 80% of that income. So click the link down below and get 30 days free on us right now. Now let's get started on this video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name's Greg. What I've got for you guys today is, I don't know how many of you heard, but Trump has an unemployment program. It pays up to $1,800 in additional benefits to workers who qualify. So I just wanted to run you guys through that because obviously that could be a huge help to a lot of us. So let's dive right in. Most unemployed workers will get up to $1,800 in extra jobless benefits through the Lost Wages Assistance Program created last month by the Trump administration. The program pays a $300 a week federal subsidy on top of the employment benefits workers currently receive. It follows the lapse of the $600 weekly supplement in late July. So this program was meant to be like an additional aid for once the $600 a week benefits went away. So obviously it's a little bit later, but it's kind of like all these other programs. There's back pay, so that's why we're still talking about it, because a lot of you could still receive that all just as a lump sum payment. Initially, this was supposed to come out in $300 weekly payments over 6 weeks. But now it's obviously, it would be just a lump sum. So obviously this could be huge for a lot of us. The program pays $300 a week. We already said that. States which had to apply and be approved for the lost wages aid will issue up to 6 weeks of payments to eligible workers. A Federal Emergency Management Agency spokeswoman said. States should plan to make payments to eligible claimants for no more than 6 weeks from the week ending August 1st. So yeah, obviously we're like probably in that, like, no, we're past that. It's been 6 weeks. So yeah, you would get just a complete lump sum payment. This equates to a maximum of $1,800 or 3 weeks worth of the prior $600 a week subsidy, which was enacted by the CARES Act, Coronavirus Relief Act in March, law in March. Some states like Kentucky, Montana, and West Virginia are kicking in an extra $100 for a total of $400 a week. So $2,400 a month. So obviously if you're in Kentucky, Montana, or West Virginia, woohoo, more money. All right, so the answer is consequential for the nearly 30 million Americans who are collecting unemployment benefits, many of whom haven't received federal aid for about a month and a half. There had previously been questions as to how long unemployed workers would receive the subsidy and therefore how much money they would get. So a lot of people, this was like a huge concern because I don't know how many of you experienced this. I did, but if you were qualified for PUA or the UI benefits or whatever other programs you were trying to be a part of, the PUA, the $600 a week, was supposed to expire on July 25th. And like for my account, for instance, I stopped getting paid out for it on about June 11th, somewhere like June 11th, 12th, or 13th, something like that. And I haven't gotten anything since, and I haven't gotten any notice. So I've emailed them probably about 100 times, probably called them about 1,000 times. There's just like nothing you can do. So what's interesting is some people I've been seeing have been getting back pay for all these weeks they've been missing. One guy even got like 15 weeks of back pay, or it was like 15 weeks of back pay that he was owed, and he got it like the other day. So I think a lot of us will still get that money. I think it's just on hold for a lot of people, but I believe that this lost wages is meant to help with that, as well as just people that are in a tough situation ever since that $600 a week went. I mean, it hasn't been all that easy for everyone to go get jobs again. Like not a lot of people can just go Uber and do stuff, and like kind of the tricky thing for a lot of people is a lot of people had good jobs and then they lost their job, and then they've got to go and apply for, minimum wage jobs, and it's like, that's not even going to take care of my family. Why would I do that? So I think a lot of people are really dependent on this money because it's like the only realistic way they're getting by and not, accruing loads of debt and negative interest and, whatever else. All right. The White House has diverted a finite amount of money towards the lost wages measure, up to $44 billion in federal disaster relief funding. Federal officials estimated that pot would last about 5 weeks. But other factors, like the number of participating states and workers, made the outcome uncertain. The program would have also ended if the balance of unobligated money in the disaster relief fund dipped below $25 billion. FEMA limited the duration to 6 weeks based on state and Department of Labor projections and current state spending rates, according to the spokeswoman. 48 states plus Washington, D.C. and Guam have gotten approval to offer the $300 payment. So that's, I'm trying to think what 2 states probably wouldn't do it. Why do I feel like Arizona would be one of them? Fewer than half of the approved states have begun processing and disbursing the payments to eligible workers. Some have indicated they don't expect to start issuing the subsidy until late September or into October. That's the thing, guys. There is so much backed up with all these programs. Believe me, I know it's like insanely frustrating, but we're in like a state right now where it's like, what can anyone do? Like, what's anyone really going to be able to do with these crazy times? And that's why, like, I've managed to make it and get by, obviously, but I haven't really been sweating that they owe me all that money. The PUA, my account says that I have back pay due of about $8,000. And I know a lot of other people where it's been like that, where they were a back pay for like so many weeks and they got this like massive lump sum of money, which sometimes I almost joke with myself that it's better to get that, because then you like force yourself to like conserve your spending. And then you get that huge amount of money and it feels like it's like more than you would have had if you had just gotten like the weekly amount, Like that weekly amount seems to not go far for some reason, but when I get a big payment, I can stretch it a lot further. But yeah, I mean, all in all, guys, like you're going to get the money. Now, one thing, you guys, I'm gonna add this real quick. If you're experiencing some delays on your payment too, like my account got flagged for fraud because I was out of state. So I got one of the payments when I was out of state, and I don't know how they figured it out. I don't know if they track my bank account, because I do direct deposit. I don't get the little card. They somehow figured out I was out of state and thought it was fraud, and I haven't gotten it to go back active since they thought that. They had me send a picture of me holding my driver's license and my social security. I sent that. Nothing. Like I said, I've emailed, I've called, I don't know what to do. So I think it's going to come. I just think it's going to take a long freaking time. Blah, blah, blah. I think this is about it on this. Regardless of where the states and territories are in their process to receive and distribute the FEMA funding, FEMA will fund 6 weeks and $300 supplement unemployment benefits to every state and territory that has applied for this assistance by September 10th, according to the agency spokeswoman. While the agency is no longer accepting initial applications, states and territories can still submit requests for additional weeks if they applied by the original deadline, she said. Now, I don't understand if that means for us or the state as a whole. Because 6 weeks have already passed since the week ended August 1st, unemployed workers may receive just one lump sum payment. Perfect, though it depends on how each state administers the benefits. Workers must certify that they're employed or partially unemployed due to disruptions from COVID-19 to be eligible for the payments. They must also currently receive more than $100 a week in benefits. Without a federal enhancement, the average worker would have gotten $306 a week in July, according to the Labor Department data, and now it's just going into a bunch of details. So obviously, look into that. I'm going to look into this today and see if I can qualify for it. It's a decent program, and $1,800 is $1,800, especially because we don't really know when that next stimulus is coming. So there you have it, guys. I would definitely check it out. I know you guys probably saw the video in the beginning. I really want to encourage you guys to check out Cover. Cover would have saved me and made me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars if I'd had it when I was a full-time driver. It would have covered me in the car accident I'd gotten in. It would have covered me, well, it would have covered me for a few different ways for the car accident. But I had a car accident when I was driving Uber like 3 years ago, and my car was in the shop for 2 weeks. They would have, I would have gotten paid for that time if I'd had Cover. Instead, I was just sitting with no vehicle, no way to make money, and it sucked. So you're literally going to get your first month for free if you use our code. So the link's in the description. I cannot fathom why you wouldn't try it out for a month for free. It's a legendary service. I'm telling you, it is the best thing that has ever come out for Uber and Lyft. So please check out Cover. Link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon.